Hey YouTube, got my phone all propped up. So, can't show it in the camera. I machined up these collars to, I'll show later, but right now I'm just drilling holes for 5/16 course, which would be 5/16 18. And yeah, you'll see, I'll show you. This is Rapid Tap cutting fluid. I like it a lot. Okay, so I drilled the holes in these pins that I made for the front cradle, and if you see, this one has a shoulder on it. This was the one that I made for the back cradle, and I didn't machine a shoulder on the front one because I wasn't sure which way I was going to have to install it, whether it was going to come this way or this way. So yeah, like I was saying, I machined up these little like hockey pucks with a 1/8" pipe plug for a grease zerk, and then clearance holes for 5/16. These aren't the right ones. These are like 3/4. I actually went with 1.25". So here's that front pin I made. I decided to change it up a bit. The washers probably won't go on this one. They're on there now, but I'm afraid it might interfere with the. Well, maybe not. Won't interfere with the focus with the grease zerk, but. I decided to put these collars on her shoulders because I started thinking last night, and the holes in there are kind of hard to get to, and they're kind of wallered out, and the snap rings, as you see, aren't very big. And I was worried about two things. I made this pin about, I can't remember, 1/2 inch or inch longer between shoulder to or between snapping groove to snapping groove. I think 1/2 inch longer, because I knew it when I did it. I was never going to be able to get that little ear under there. I don't know if you can see it from here. You've seen it earlier on the videos, but that ear that I had bent in there. Square, I knew I was going to fight it, so I made it longer. While I was worried with two things: the hole wallered out and the pin still walking because it's longer. I was worried about it popping these little snap rings off. So instead of fighting with it, I just machined up these little pucks that I tighten down when I get the pin installed. It'll still walk sideways, but it won't let that pin fall out like they did prior and cause all this mess. So that's what I'm doing today. It's Sunday, about probably almost 3 o'clock. So I'm machining these up. I made one extra to do this pin because I was gonna install them like this one. I have a shoulder, see the snap ring grooves on the bottom. Well, I machined that one up the same way. See how the shoulder's on the bottom though? I couldn't get it in because the way the cab's angled had to come from the bottom. So eventually, not right now, I would love to, I made an extra one so I can do the same thing I'm doing, pull this pin one day drop the pin out, drill and tap it, put it back in, and bolt it. So I don't have to worry about that pin falling out. But that one I won't do because it doesn't need it. But so that's what I'm doing today. And I'm just using, here's the tap that I'm starting with, which is just a regular 5/16 18 threads per inch tap. And then I'm finishing off with a bottom tap, flat bottom tap. And yeah, just putting it in the vise and hand tapping it here. And then blowing the threads out. One thing I'm going to do on this pin, not going to on the front pin because it doesn't need it because the spherical bearings are designed for grease. The bronze bushing I made is not, I did not put any grooves in there for grease. And this only has the hole when I machined it. If I was smart, I would have put it in the lathe. When I chucked up in the lathe, and I would have turned it, put a grease groove. So I'm going to take it in the grinder, grind all the way around. It's going to look ugly, so I'm not showing you now. Grind a groove all the way around, and then I'll probably do some groove lines around so I get grease around the bushing all the way around. So that's my project for today. Hopefully I'll do that plate on the front and open that up. And yeah, so anyways, talk to you guys. Why is my phone not focusing? I wonder if I got grease on it. No, not any better. Huh. Anyways, well, that's what's hot and new, guys. Just drilling it. Oh, one thing I've been using is I have this little vise for the drill press, and I just been using these aluminum chunks, little like soft jaws. So I had a bunch of them for when I chuck things in a lathe at work, and just cramp it in there in the vise so it sets flush flat here, and then tighten it down so it doesn't gall up the pin too much. You can see it. I actually did. You can't hardly see it, but a little bit when I did on the lathe when I flipped it around to drill it, but face the other end. But there's my machinist tools today. Calipers. No, I didn't even use them. I just used them to find what bit I wanted. Oh, I did use 5/16 18. If you look. Or for 5/16 hole, the tap hole it tells you to use. I don't know if you can see that, but tap hole is letter F. That's that's what is F. Letter F is. Letter F comes out to like 257, which is 7/1000ths more than a 1/4 inch. I used a 1/4 inch. I had a letter F. It was dull. I didn't want to grind it sharp, but figure 7/1000. That's 3.5 a side, and plus the amount of wall, you know, this drill walks, call it good. So, anyways, guys, that's what I'm doing today on the skidder. After I drill it and tap it, I'm gonna call it good. We got things to do, so hope you guys like it. Sorry, I don't know, my camera's not focusing. I must have it dirty, but anyways, talk to you later.